Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in our Let's Play series. And today we are back here in the Mesa Western town because I said last episode I was gonna bring more pillagers here, and that's what we're gonna do, but in the second part of the episode. And in the first part of the episode we're gonna work a little bit with our bee friends there. You may remember that we have a big honeycomb farm that we used to build our nether hub and our nether tunnels, right? But we don't have a honey bottle farm, right? Or a honey block farm. So that's what we are gonna build today. I don't really need the honey blocks, but I just want to build the farm, right? Because I have a code design that I actually have a tutorial, so I will leave a link for the tutorial in the description. And if we look here in our ender chest, we can see that I already have collected all the materials needed to build this farm, including the beehives that are not here, they are in the end. And also we are gonna build that honey farm in one of the end gateways. So let's go to a time lapse of rebuilding that mega honey farm. Okay, so as you guys can see behind me here, I built the honey farm, but it is still not working because I wanted to finish it on camera with you guys. Okay, so after you placed all the blocks except the glass on top here, you come here and place the glass on top of the flowers. And yeah, if you have an lighter you can fly down here or use a trapdoor, right? And place the last glass block there. And now you have to place the beehives, and yeah, most of the times the bees will immediately get out of the beehives, right? Like this one, for example. But yeah, that depends on how you have collect the beehives, right? And yeah, sometimes they will be there, but yeah, this one was actually really easy, right? Really smooth because they won't. The bees didn't fly on the block that I needed to place the beehives, and now you need to wait a little bit for them to pollinate and go back inside the beehives, or at least in most of them. And I recommend having the glass on your offhand here. Okay, now most of them are inside the hives, so I can break this block on top of me, jump back here, and close them there. Sometimes one or two bees will escape, that's not too much of a problem. If you really want the bees back, you can break these glass blocks on top of the beehives and try to attract the bees that escaped with flowers. But remember to place the glass back, because otherwise the bottles can go up here. Okay, I do have a tutorial video explaining this design, but I will try to explain here really fast. So you can see that we have a hopper minecart there, and this hopper minecart will go under the dispensers, right? And we're gonna have another hopper minecart that will go around these rails here, and it will come back under the grass here, as you can see, right? So this minecart that goes around, it passes here and will get glass bottles here that we still need to bring here. And when it passes in this activator rail, it will activate that minecart that will go first, right? This minecart will go first because the other minecart here will place in these hoppers here one glass bottle inside each dispenser. So that's why this minecart have to go first, so it doesn't pick up the glass bottles. Yeah, and that minecart that goes under the dispensers will get there, right? And wait a little bit. And when the other minecart finishes placing one glass bottle in each dispenser, it will come here, activate this that will fire all dispensers. If the beehive is full, it will collect one honey bottle that will get inside the dispenser. But if the beehive is not full, it will drop a glass bottle on top of the grass. And the same minecart that placed the glass bottles in the hoppers here will go down here and collect the glass bottles on top of the grass. And at the same time it will activate the minecart on the bottom here, that will collect the honey bottles from these dispensers here. And yeah, this is the chest where the minecart that rotates here will get more glass bottles. Yeah, so this is the best part of this farm because you don't really need to fill all dispensers with glass bottles and all the hoppers, right? Because that is a lot of glass bottles. But yeah, this here you can have way less glass bottles. Okay, so I will go get the glass bottles and yeah, place the minecarts and we will start this. Okay, I finished filling all these 8 double chests here with glass bottles. And yeah, I know it looks like a lot because it's 16 shulker boxes of glass, right? But just so you have an idea, if you build the Umango's design that most people use, and you have 640 hives like we have here, and you want to fill one dispenser and one hopper for each hive, you would need 330 shulker boxes of glass bottles, which is more than 20 times we needed for this farm. So yeah, if you wanna go large scale and you don't have that many glass bottles, you could use this design. And also I will make a schematic of this farm here that I just built in this world and put in my Discord. I'm starting to put some farms I built in this world in the Discord there as the schematics, so you can join my Discord and download the schematics if you wanna check this yourself in game. Okay, now we need to place the minecarts that will distribute the glass bottles here, but I recommend when you first put the minecart, you come here to the end here, turn off this rail for a second, place the minecart and fill it up with bottles, just to give a kickstart, right? Because otherwise it will have to pass a lot of times there to get some bottles. And we should see it working. Yeah, it sent the minecart there, and now it will activate, and this time we will collect a whole bunch of honey bottles, right? Because all the bees were working, so it's already full. Okay, it did activate, and you can see it collected a bunch of honey bottles, and now that minecart will collect dispense to drop some in those hoppers, and it will go back again, and yeah, you can see the droppers are dropping already. The honey bottles. Yeah, so now we will do this for the other 7 layers here, and I will come back with you guys in a bit. Okay, so I finished placing all the minecarts, and yeah, as we can see, the honey bottles are already coming here. I even picked up some here, but yeah, they should be getting inside these chests here, right? And we can grab the honey bottles here, craft the honey blocks, and then we can place the empty bottles in these chests here, and place this other minecart here that will distribute and refill those chests with glass bottles, right? And this farm here that I built with 640 hives produces about 22 stacks of honey blocks per hour. And using one double chest of glass bottles for each of these rows here with 80 hives each will make the farm work for 3.5 hours. So yeah, this is a great farm. Now let's go for the next project of this episode. We are here in our nether hub, and the idea is to make a pillager pacification farm or something like that. I don't know if we could call a farm, and use the minecarts to move them wherever we want, because if we look at our nether tunnels here, all of them have these rails here, right? So it's easy to move the pillagers wherever we need in our world. And I'm thinking about building the pacification chamber here. That's where the copper farm is. So let's go there. Yeah, here is our copper farm, right? And I want to build it here because we do need to wait lots of time for the pillagers to use all their arrows, right? And yeah, here while we are waiting, we also can farm copper, or we can go down there in our geodes and farm some amethyst, right? So yeah, multi-purpose, I guess. And also on this side here, really close, about 300 blocks on the copper farm, we have our villager outpost, right? Or our bad omen farm there. So yeah, I think it will be really easy to just make some minecarts or something to move the pillagers there to the copper farm, right? So yeah, I'm gonna work on this and I come back with you guys later. Okay, so I finished building the pillager pacification farm, I guess. Right now the mob switch is turned on because it's too much lag in the copper farm there when the mob switch is off, right? So here in the Bad Omen farm, all I did was I added this rail back here where the pillagers stay, and when we press this button, this minecart gets a pillager, and we get a name tag here. He named the pillager just so it doesn't despawn. Turn this rail and send it all the way there to the copper farm. And when the minecart gets here to the copper farm, it dropped the pillager here in this activator rail, and the pillagers go in this water current here, and then here we can drop them in 7 chambers that we have here. We just click the note block and it opens, and we click again and it closes. And they have an iron golem there to shoot, and this water here is flowing down. I guess I accidentally placed the block here. And I did try putting a villager here, but the pillagers ended up killing twice, so I decided to just put a iron golem. The disadvantage is that with a villager we could add the one more pillager in either side, so we had the 9 pillagers instead of 7. But yeah, I already pacified a whole bunch of pillagers, and I was using the copper farm here, but also sometimes I went down there in the amethyst farm, and also it did rain 2 nights, so I got some snow powder. So yeah, I got 10 shulker boxes full of powder snow, 5 full of amethyst, and about 4 stacks and a little bit more of copper, and a little bit more of powder snow and amethyst. And yeah, the way I transport the pillagers is I break this glass here, and push them with a water bucket to the nether. And here on the nether side we have these rails, so I push them on top of the rail, place a minecart, and push them there. And sometimes we need to turn off here, depends on the way the minecart is going. And yeah, I push them all the way down this tunnel to the mesa. And sometimes, especially when there is multiple pillagers here, it's easier to use the minecart with a furnace, right? And just use coal to push the pillagers. Yeah, in here where we have the portal to the mesa, I placed another activator rail that will drop in here, and we can push them to the nether portal, right? But yeah, eventually we can push them through the nether portal here. And on the other side here, we can put them in this rail, name them, and push them all the way up there. And here we have again a activator rail, they drop down here, we can collect the minecarts. And as you can see, I already moved a whole bunch of pillagers here, right? I'm not gonna show the name of everyone here because there is 67 pillagers here. But yeah, probably there is more people that I forgot the name. But I will do like an end credit scene with the name of everyone that's here. And yeah, if you guys played in the Cursed Kingdom server with me and I forgot your name, please tell me in the comments or in my Discord, right? Yeah, and some of them wander down here, so let's see who is down here. Yeah, Wolfist is down here. Prince is here. Hopefully he won't try to kill a Wither with some bees. Neon is here. Bruce Lee's. Ace the Dev. Sunray. Yeah, there is a lot of people here. Now let's go for the next project of this episode, that's another farm in the end. So one last thing I wanna do for this episode is behind me here you can see this tree farm we did a few episodes ago. and we were using this for oak and birch, right, as you can see here. But the problem is that this only pushes 5 block tall trees. So the birch tree sometimes is 6 tall, so we were wasting a little bit for birch trees here. So this farm now is only for oak, and I did change a little bit the farm to have these pistons to break a few more leaves, right? So yeah, we are getting a few more saplings back. But yeah, this farm here will now be only for oak, and I'm gonna build another farm for birch. So let's go for a time lapse of me building a birch farm. Birch gang. Okay, so as you can see here, we finished building the birch farm. It's a little bit hard to see inside here where the TNT explodes, right? But yeah, we have a dispenser here with TNT, and we can even fill this dropper, this hopper, and this double chest if we need, but each TNT gives about 1 stack of logs, so yeah, even with this we already will get a lot of logs, right? And then I can craft more and refill here. But yeah, the farm is here, and the biggest difference between that farm and this farm is that now we have 6 logs, right, that we can push here, and then we do reduce them to a little bit lower, right? Yeah, and the biggest difference between these 2 farms here is that one we only push 5 logs, and here we push 7, but then we lower down 2 of them just so the range of the TNT gets all 5 logs, right, or all logs. And yeah, we don't have anything limiting the birch trees here to grow because we don't need that, right? And also this breaks more leaves than that other farm because we have this configuration here of pistons and observers to break the leaves. We only have like 7 leaves left here, and we could place one more piston here to break these 2 leaves, but it's not really necessary, and this way is easier because if this observer is on the same level of this observer, sometimes this can update this observer and these pistons are left behind here. So yeah, I had a lot of problems with that when I was designing the farm, so I decided to just lower down and remove 1 piston, right? But yeah, here is where we place the bone meal, and here is where we get saplings and some sticks back, right? So if we turn on the farm here and start planting the saplings, we can see the leaves breaking and the logs being pushed, right? And every 10 trees we get a TNT explosion, so we should hear one, yeah, round. Yeah, and if I get inside here, the blast chamber here, you can see that we have a fence gate there that opens after a little bit that the dispenser dropped the TNT, and it explodes about in the middle of these logs here, right? So yeah, we do get a whole bunch of logs this way. So yeah, now we have an oak farm and a birch farm, and I do want to do one farm for each kind of tree. Maybe the nether trees I will do only 1 farm for both because they are pretty much the same, right? But yeah, I guess we got 2 out of 8 tree farms done, right? But yeah guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. 2 farms and 1 big project with the pillagers there in the mesa, right? And I guess I see you guys in the next episode. Bye!